don't hit it solid, we all hit them fat and thin. Do you hit more fat than thin?
Yes.
Okay.
Is the spot on the ball. Got a tree.
Now, when you don't hit a green with your irons, would you more often hit it miss it right or left?
Right.
Okay. Now, with your driver, when you miss a fairway, will you also miss that right?
But every once in a while, I'll hook them.
Okay. All right.
But more often than not, I just won't hit it right. I'll either pop it up.
Okay.
Or I'll hit a low liner.
Okay.
Should we try a
let's do
big club?
Yep.
Now, on this stroke, see, I don't like to tee it up too high because I have a tendency to pop it up if I do.
Well, you have a small-headed driver.
Yeah.
You don't have the big-headed driver, so you would have to tee it down a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it was all right. I don't get much height on it. And I have a tendency to fade it a little bit like that. That was a little bit more of a slice than I'd like.
Sheldon, in this session, we worked on improving the performance of your driver. I first wanted to identify the specific ball flight problems that impacted your score. You were inconsistent at hitting the ball on the sweet spot. This resulted in both pop-ups and top shots. When you did hit the ball solid, you hit some very good shots, but also many shots that started reasonably straight but then curved too much to the right and would miss the fairway. As I looked at your swing, I made a mental list of some of the things you were doing that were different from a fundamentally sound swing. Some differences were only idiosyncrasies and not fundamental differences, and I ignored them. Other differences were fundamental differences, but didn't have any correlation to the problem we were working on, so I ignored them as well. But I also noticed some form differences that were fundamental differences and did correlate to your ball flight problem. Those were the ones I focused on first. Every time you hit a shot, it produces a ball flight that has two key characteristics I want you to identify. I want you to become knowledgeable about your own ball flight, and so that you can almost self-diagnose sometimes. When you hit a shot, I first want you to identify the starting line that it was on. What direction did the ball start? Now, some people hit it to the right because their ball starts way too far to the right, and then it may even curve more after that.
Right.
Some people actually start the ball pretty straight, and it curves too much to the right. Do you think a lot of your shots are sometimes starting right and curving right, or are they starting left or starting straight and curving right?
Starting straight.
Okay. You either have a face control problem or a path control problem. If the ball is consistently starting in a reasonably straight position, that means you're delivering the club face square to the ball. I don't need to do anything about having you improve that. Some people are hitting it, it's wide open and it just goes straight right, it's blocked. Then I've got to work on face control. They may have a great path, but their face is off. Anytime the ball curves to the right, that means undisputedly that the path of the club was to the left of where the face was pointing. So if I want to curve it, if I want to start it straight and curve it to the right, I'm going to come across it this way. And if Jack Nicklaus won 18 majors with a fade, but the difference between his face, let's say his face was 0 degrees. It wasn't a degree this way or a degree this way. It's a 0 line, straight line. His path was only 2 or 3 degrees to the left of it.
Okay. That's
if it's a small difference between these two, the path and the face, it's going to be a small curve. People who have really bad slices, though, have a big difference.
Way far outside.
They are really swinging left of their face. And so you have some fluctuation going on in your, sometimes you have this swing, sometimes you have this swing. This one's not getting you in trouble, this one is. It's starting here and curving way too much. So so I need to work on your path control.
That's what I think I need to.
Now, in order to, this is your bad shot, that means you're swinging too far left. I need to show you how to move your body in a way that brings that path much closer to this line.
Straight.
And we may even move it over to here. I don't know how it's going to end up, but the goal right now is to move it less this way. I need to get that path moving more this way. The second thing a teacher has to do is okay, we know we have to move the path to the right from where it's normally going now. It's going too far left, I've got to move it more right. How do I change my body to do that? Well, here's what we need to do. And I'll show you how to do it, and I'll have some drills for you to do it. You'll probably hit a few draws, nice. Maybe even duck hooks. I don't care right now. Our goal today, first goal one, is we want to get rid of the slice. If I have to have more out in my hitting path, I need to hit out more in my downswing. In order, the best way to accomplish that is to have more in your backswing. If you don't have enough in, you have too much out here.
Yeah, okay.
And that will lead to cutting. Now, you need to have what I call a stable axis golf swing. I want you to, your golf swing is a circle. And I just want you to swing around a circle, but I don't want your circle moving. I want you to stabilize your circle and rotate around it. And right now you have a little bit of this.
Yeah, coming back.
In your swing. So you've moved your golf circle over here. The average pro on tour will have 85 to 90% of their weight on their front foot at impact. That's a lot. There is no value in moving over here because that just makes it more difficult to get back to where you know you have to be. It was forcing this sway, and it will force a leftward path. I'm going to compare your swing to Grant Waite, who was a tour player during the 90s and consistently had some of the best ball striking statistics on tour. He was thought by many, including Tiger, as having one of the best swings in golf. He is now a top instructor of tour players with his teaching partner Joe Mayo, who lives in Las Vegas and is a very good friend of mine. I've drawn a box from the center of the ankles to the top of the head and a circle around your head. Let's take Grant back from the starting position, and I'm going to take it back to the 3 position, which is when the left arm is parallel to the ground. And you'll notice that Grant kept his head inside that circle, and he kept his left knee and left hip and shoulder on that left side of the box off his left leg. As you go back, I'm going to take you to the 3 position. Now your arm is parallel to the ground. You can see how you did sway and lean to your right leg. So you've loaded up your right leg and you've come away from the ball off your left leg. And so it's going to be much more difficult for you to get back to your left side in your downswing because you've moved so far away to the right in your backswing. So we started working on stabilizing your circle and staying on your left side, taking the club back more to the inside. So I need you to feel like I want you to feel like you're rotating around your left leg, not your right leg. I'm going to take you through a progression series. I'm going to tee it low for you. All I want you to do in these first few is to feel like you're going to stay heavy on the left foot.
Okay.
I want you to almost feel like think about a field goal kicker. When a field goal kicker they plant that left leg, load it up, and then use that for power. And that's what a golf swing basically is. You're going to load that left leg up and then use that for power, but also control because you didn't move your circle. Is that a new feeling?
I sort of like staying on that left foot.
Oh, absolutely. Now, your mind, before I gave you things to think about, your mind was comfortable. Your mind isn't that comfortable now. So you might miss some of these. I don't want your mind here. I want your mind on here.
On that left foot.
The ball is just a tool while you work on it. So we're going to hit 3 or 4 shots working on one thing, and that's stabilizing that left foot. There'll be other pieces, but I want to start with that. I want to take away the sway. I don't care about contact. I just want to see you execute a new movement in your backswing. Working on backswing. Okay, let's just keep working with that. Or then we're going to add a piece. Actually add a little left return. Okay, we're slowly. Subconscious mind is going to slowly make the other pieces.
What's nice is I'm hitting them fairly solid.
Your setup is basically you're measuring yourself to the golf ball. You want to make sure this distance is exactly the distance it needs to be at impact. So you have to almost visualize, I wonder what I look like at impact, because whatever that is, I need to make sure my setup facilitates that good position. You're not going to find yourself with bent elbows at impact. That centrifugal force, you're going to be fully, or should be, fully extended. But you don't set up fully extended. You don't measure yourself fully extended. You have these soft elbows.
You're talking about me?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You have a tendency to have a little bit too much softness. So I want you to stand up straight for a second and get your arms fully extended. Let your arms slowly fall and let your triceps rest on top of your chest. So I don't want your arms sliding to the sides of your pecs.
Okay.
I want them more sitting on top of your chest. So your elbows are kind of, you see how my elbows are close to each other. I don't want them over here separated. I want the creases of your elbows sunny, what they call sunny side up. I don't want them turned outward. I want them like a volleyball player bumping a ball there. Is that a little different feeling?
Yes.
Now the measurement here is exactly what it will be at impact. But if you set up too soft here and then try to hit extended, you're going to change your measurement. And fight that all the time. You're never going to develop a consistent contact. So you start
think about my forearms being
extended, softly extended. It's not rigid.
Right.
But it's a soft extension. So left foot and extended arms. Let's try that a few swings. Don't swing too hard right now. I like that ball. Believe it or not, I like that.
That
ball.
was good contact.
Best one today.
See, I had a tiny bit of draw on it.
That's a beautiful shot. You're going to continue to randomly hit good shots and bad shots, but we're working on this, down the left side, and extended arms in the setup. Solid. Very solid. All right, I'm ready to add this other piece, so we'll start to see the draw occur maybe just a little more often. On these next few swings, I want you to feel like your hands are going to go right by your pocket here.
Okay.
I want you to go super inside. We're almost going to go to an extreme, almost too much inside. Sometimes if this is perfect and you keep coming up short, the best way to get there is to go to the other side of perfect and then come back to it. So I'm going to really have you do some drills that are extreme inside. Almost a Matt Kuchar swing here. Just for a few times. So I want you're going to get your good setup, and then you're going to really get your hands very low, and it's almost like you're handing the club to somebody that's standing back here. You're going to go really inside. Yeah. Now, you may have trouble making contact, I don't know, but I want to see if we can if that changes the ball flight in any way. Much better. It had just a baby cut. Now, when you first started hitting balls before I started working on your swing, one of the things I wanted to see if you did, and you did it well, but you've stopped doing it because I've got you working on other things. You hit and you came off that back foot and got onto this left side. I'm seeing you now kind of hanging back on that back foot.
Okay.
So let's do a couple of practice swings, and I want you to. So you're going to have one swing thought for the backswing, and you're going to have one swing thought for the follow through. I want your backswing to feel like you're going to stay on that left foot, and then I want you to get to that front foot on the follow through. Hold this pose on this toe right there. Get all the way around. There you go. Get onto that left side. That's what I want. Get to that left side. Take it to the inside on the backswing and finish on your left foot. Swing to that pose. That's a really good ball flight. You didn't quite get it up in the air.
Right.
But that's the ball flight. That's getting better. We're getting somewhere now.
I feel like I could stay on my left.
If you were over here and playing the course, and you aimed it down that left side, that would have been right in the middle of the barrel. I want you to hit this club for a second. It's probably been a while since you hit something that big.
play. That I don't play. I don't care if it faded a pair.
That's 30 yards you just added to your shots.
Well, I think it's a club too.
Partly,
Yeah.
large part.
You have the cavity
But if
back
you
there.
really want to make a dynamic leap in ball performance,
You gotta go to the
you got to go to the.
Oh, I know that.
And you don't have to buy the brand new club.
No, I
That's,
wouldn't. I go
that club
online.
is 5 years old.
Right. Big head.
But you need the big
Okay,
head.
but you want me to stay even more like
Yeah,
right
'cause
there.
We've learned through research that if you swing up on a driver, you'll hit it 20 yards further than if you swung down on the driver.
Really?
Without changing the club head speed.
Wow. That's amazing.
So you got to have the ball forward in order to swing up into it.
Get my
Stay on that left side, stable swing. That's awesome.
a little bit of fade, but God.
You're killing it. I will edit that off the tape.
God, if I concentrate on keeping my weight on my left, I
Yep.
the ball's solid.
Yep. Thank
I
you.
just want to hit him
Just simple.
solid every time.
You've got one little simple thought, and that's staying stable on your left side, trusting your own natural athleticism.
And
You got a good athletic golf swing,
And I'm trying to keep my.
but it was just got a little bit off whack with your geometry. It was a little bit it was moving around too much. Man, there you put a blanket on those balls.
It's okay.
That's a Jack Nicklaus
I like
fade.
consistency. That's a Jack Nicklaus fade?
Yeah. That's about it. You know, that's
That-
a little. The thing is, that's a fade. That's not a slice.
Right.
The amount of curve it had away from the starting line is less than the width of a fairway. That means you're not going to miss fairways if you aim
If
this
you
right.
Aim to the left. I'm going to try aiming to the left.
There you go.
I'm going to try aiming over that cypress tree.
There you go. That's right
That's
in the
perfect.
middle.
Yeah. See,
That's how you aim that shot.
That's how I should aim it, yeah. I'd be happy with that every time.
And that's power high. A lot of pros, I want to hit this low drive. No, you don't. You want to hit it high.
Yeah, right.
I mean, if two balls are in the air, both going the same speed, and obviously the lower ball is going to hit the ground first. The ground will slow that ball down
Right.
quicker than the air slowed this one down.
Right.
So as soon as this hits the ground, this one gets ahead of it. It's a race. Now, the only exception to that is this high ball has too much backspin. Then it balloons on us and drops straight
and
down.
straight down, doesn't it?
And if you hit down on the ball, you create too much backspin and lose distance. Hit up on the ball, you reduce backspin. Therefore, it bores it down. So the new mantra in golf is hit it high with low spin. High launch, low spin. That may be the best drive. That was purely solid. That was just dead straight bullet.
Yeah,
That got maximum ball speed on that one. Wow. Wow.
you know, if I could do that every time, I could
That is
join the tour.
your best drive today. Sheldon, on the left was your swaying to the right before we made changes, and you can see how much you've improved. The swing on the right was after you started really working on stabilizing your golf swing. Your head is much more in the center. You're not swaying on top of that right leg as much. You still can improve it a little bit, but just this much improvement sure made a difference in your golf shots, and you just start hitting a lot better shots because you were controlling and stabilizing your golf circle.
Good.
Man, that was just a monster.
We better quit now while I'm ahead.